Hello, nice of you to join us on this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Today we'll be focusing on the southern region of the country. But before we get into that, let's have a look at the top stories making the rounds at the moment. Wife of the former Deputy Senate President Ekweremadu, Beatrice Ekweremadu, has been released from a United Kingdom's prison and has returned to Nigeria. Sources close to the Ekweremadu family confirmed her, marking the end of her 6-year prison sentence for her involvement in a puzzling organ harvesting case. It will be recalled that Mrs. Ekweremadu, her husband, and the medical doctor Obina Betta were convicted in the United Kingdom last year for conspiring to exploit a young Nigerian boy for organ harvesting. The boy, who had been hawking in Lagos, was allegedly lured to the UK under false pretenses to donate an organ for the couple's alien daughter, Sophia. Following the trial, Mr. Ekweremadu was sentenced to 10 years in prison. His wife, Beatrice, received a 6-year sentence despite citing health concerns during proceedings. In Oyo State, the power cut at the University College Hospital enters day 82, and students of the University of Ibadan have joined those of the College of Medicine in a peaceful protest against the ongoing power outage at the UCH in Ibadan. The protest, led by the Students' Union leadership of the University of Ibadan, was staged to draw attention to the ongoing impasse between the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company and UCH, which had led to avoidable deaths of patients and paralyzed academic activities for medical students. The Ibadan Distribution Company has insisted that the premier hospital would not be reconnected without the payment of outstanding money owed for power use since last year.
The blackout has lingered for over 2 days now, and for over 2 months there's been no light at University College Hospital, which has affected the livelihood of our students. People cannot function normally. You understand what you need light for, especially for students who need to study and do a whole lot of things. So the lack of electricity here is why we're out on the street today. Our demand is, number one, immediate restoration of light to University College Hospital and all hospitals in Nigeria who are currently facing the same blackout. Yes. Number two, the implementation of the 50% discount of tariff announced by the Ministry of Power last year in August. And number three, the reform of the health sector in Nigeria.
The Executive Governor for your state, Engineer Makede, has done a lot about electricity. He has just commissioned the IPPS electricity that will augment what we have on ground. I know that one will go a very long way, which I've given them an assurance that they know the governor we have. He doesn't want anybody to suffer even for a second, and that this prayer will surely get to the SLSC. He will surely know what to do about it.
We start off in Delta State, where Governor Sheriff Oborewori is sending a strong message to contractors in the state that there will be no more tolerance for substandard work. The governor made this clear during an inspection of the 6.5-kilometer Achala-Ibusa road, where he expressed his dissatisfaction with the quality of the drainage work.
It was indeed a busy day for Governor Sheriff Oborewori as he inspected various projects across local governments in the Delta North Senatorial District of the state. He started with the access road to the proposed Asaba waterfront city. This project, part of a public-private partnership model, will see the construction of a 6-lane road to the new city. Governor Oborewori announces that compensation for property owners has already been released and expressed optimism that the project will be completed on schedule.
You can see that the triple bus culvert, you saw it. The road terminates at that point, making it 6.5 kilometers. So the work is not in a good. The drain is bad. And this will serve as warning to other contractors. There's no job, no contract work that will not go and inspect. There's no one who will not accept them, because if you go and do work, you do bad work, we will not pay you.
As a follow-up to unsatisfactory feedback on the Achala Ibusa project, the governor visits the site. He is displeased with the poor quality of the job done and confronts the contractor.
In your BOQ is 12 mm. Now, coming to this site, nobody asked me to check whether this or that. I know it's 12 mm. Because this is not ordinary drain. Because you cannot use even 8 mm for this kind of drain. I know it's 12. This particular one is 12. Now they ask you now, in the contract, it is 12 mm. We are using 10 mm. But to me, I know it's not even original 10 mm. So we are 8 mm.
To further emphasize his point, Governor Borewori uses a machete to explain why he considers the work substandard and vows to enforce strict sanctions on contractors delivering poor work.
If you want to be my friend as a contractor, do good job. If you don't do good work, you can't be my friend. And some of these contractors will be blacklisted. We cannot spend money on projects and we can't get value for our money. It's not accepted at all. So for us to start January this year to say we want to go and inspect projects, not just only in Asaba, we're going to go around the 25 local governments. Any job, any contractor that refuses to go to site, you're not ready, that's your business. We revoke the contracts, we give it to people who are ready.
The people seem pleased with the governor's intervention and express hope that the project will be completed soon.
If you see here before, not be smart, but now, Oga Sheriff want to remember us. God will do it. At least this road now, God will, started doing the marvelous things in our life for this road. I will appreciate if this road, if they build it according to the way we are going to pass it well.
Governor Borewori also inspects several key infrastructure projects, including the road leading to the 63 Brigade Barracks of the Nigerian Army, the gully erosion control work along the Okpanam Ibusa bypass, Oko Amakom Oko Obeako Road, the Marine Road off Cable Point in Asaba, and ongoing construction at Leo Okunweze and Odozi Obodo Streets in Asaba.
Residents of Cross River State have expressed gratitude towards Governor Basi Otu for his remarkable efforts in the rehabilitation of the State Library. Speaking in Calabar, the Cross River State capital, the Commissioner for Education explained that the rehabilitation exercise is a significant step towards promoting education and research culture, a move they believe will significantly impact education, culture, and community development in the region.
The Cross River State Library had been in a state of disrepair with its untapped resources, outdated facilities, and deteriorating infrastructure. For years, students, researchers, and book lovers lamented the absence of a reliable public library, but Governor Otu's intervention has revived the hopes of many. The governor's decision to rehabilitate the library came after a thorough review of the state's educational needs. The initiative is part of his broader vision to improve the state's educational system and infrastructure. The upgraded library will be fitted with state-of-the-art amenities, including dedicated reading spaces, computer facilities, e-learning resources, and communal areas for educational programs and exhibitions.
The work is progressing, and you saw some few weeks ago, His Excellency the Governor, Senator Prince Basi Otu was there to inspect the level of work so far done. And you know, he's not an armchair governor. He wants to see things moving. And any contractor that is in Cross River State working, you know that you must justify why that contract must be given to you. Library is a resource center. And it's not only meant for students, it's meant for everybody, even the street people. You can get into the library and then make some research and then get additional knowledge on what to do. Once that is done, I think it will be set. the kind of facilities that will be in place there will be the first of its kind. So it has to take a gradual step, but very soon we'll be there, and perseverance will be in for the. I think people will be relocating to that place to relax, and not even necessarily. And there will be a lot of activities around the library premises that, because it is not all about reading. Things will be happening there very soon. So just watch out.
The rehabilitation works have been widely commended by residents who laud the governor's foresight in addressing the state's educational challenges.
It was left for a while, nothing was done. So let me call it, within the space of a year plus, there is a drastic development from the outskirts to the inside.
I live here. I've seen that this place has been rejected for some years. Therefore, students no longer make use of it. But what I've seen here, I'm very much glad and grateful, because it's a man of development and a man that loves development.
The library is strategically located in the central part of the state capital, and the government hopes the completed work will be a significant step towards promoting education, research culture, and community development in the region.
The governor of Edo State, Akwa Ibom, has assured President Tinubu of 100% votes in Edo come 2027 in response to the love he says the president has shown the people of the state. Governor Akwa Ibom, who disclosed this during the launch of the Remi Tinubu Renewed Hope Initiative food outreach at the Festival Hall of Government House in Benin City, the Edo State capital, earlier this week, commended the president and First Lady for the attention they continually show Edo people. The First Lady, who is the chairman of the Renewed Hope Initiative, Remi Tinubu, who was represented by the wife of the Vice President, Nana Shetima, in her message to the beneficiaries, advised them to use the items for the intended purpose and avoid selling them.
On behalf of Edo State Government, please, ma'am, take my sincere thank you to her. We are very, very happy. Edo today is beginning to see a new dawn. I want to also let you know that Edo people are behind her. She's our sister. 2027, 100% sure.
These food supplies have been made possible by an anonymous civil public-spirited company, the Abdul Samad Rabiu Africa Initiative, who are committed to supplying food items on a monthly basis to Renewed Hope Initiative for onward distribution to Nigerians. By the grace of God, the next states to benefit from the food outreach scheme are Kwara, Kogi, and Ibom. I am pleased to share with you all the since inception in 2023. The Renewed Hope Initiative has made significant progress in our effort to support our people, particularly women and youth, towards building a better life for their families. I want to assure you that there will be more activities this year under the 5 scope of Renewed Hope Initiative that covers agriculture, education, economic empowerment, health, social investment. These programs aim to further complement the renewed hope agenda of the administration of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR.
The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has received the governance advisory report from the multinational business management consultancy firm, KPMG, to institute internal regulations for transparency. Receiving the report at the Commission headquarters in Port Harcourt, the NDDC Managing Director Samuel Oboku assured that the documents will be vigorously implemented to boost the credibility of the interventionist agency and enhance the development of the Niger Delta.
In August 2023, the Niger Delta Development Commission, the NDDC, entered into agreements with KPMG, the multinational business management consultancy firm, to provide advisory services to the Commission on global best practices in corporate governance, culture, and internal processes. The move, which is part of the Siamil Obuku-led management's transitioning from transaction to transformation policy, is aimed at giving the NDDC a new institutional reputation and elevate the Commission's processes to international standards. Months after the agreement was signed, the KPMG team visits the NDDC headquarters in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, to present the third phase of the governance advisory report. According to the KPMG manager, the report consists of 7 policy documents, including 6 charters covering internal audits, budget planning and monitoring, risk management, internal control, board and management policies, amongst others.
From that engagement last year, we intimated you, sir, of some of the changes that would be documented, from the board perspective as well as from the management perspective. So these are some of those documents. What we have here are the policies pertaining to the board, as well as the charters pertaining to the board. In total, here we have about 7 policy documents. We also have about 6 charters, comprising of the board charter itself, as well as the board committee charters. So please accept these policies being presented here today.
The NDDC has been eagerly awaiting this report, and its chief executive officer is optimistic that the documents will greatly improve the Commission's internal processes and strengthen its regulations.
This is going to be the tool that will enable us to meet up that transition process. Because in transition, you also need a guide. And this report, once adopted by the board of the NDDC, is going to be that guide that will also regulate us both internally and externally. So just to tell you that you can be rest assured that when it comes to that implementation stage, we are going to follow it to the letter.
He says the new governing system will also moderate the Commission's dealings with contractors, service providers and agencies of government.
It is a document that almost everybody in Niger Delta should have access to. Our vendors, our contractors, our political leaders, National Assembly, and even the anti-graft agencies too, they also have it. So that let it be that if you're challenging us on any infraction, let it be based on our own document.
With the implementation phase expected to commence in March 2025, the NDDC's current board and management reiterates its commitment to improving the Commission's internal regulations and ensure accountability and transparency.
Commuters in Bayelsa State are still adjusting to the relocation of all interstate motor parks to the newly established Bayelsa ultra-modern transport terminal in Igbogene. The state government is calling on residents to support its efforts to enhance efficiency and effectiveness in the transport sector. Deputy Governor Senator Lawrence Ehuru Jakbo made this appeal during an unscheduled visit to the terminal, where he met with transport union leaders and commuters, during which the transport union representatives raised concerns about the challenges posed by the new policy and appealed for a review of the intrastate transportation arrangements. In response, the State Deputy Governor Lawrence Ehuru Jakbo says the government's decision to mandate the use of approved motor parks is in the best interest of the state, noting that the closure of illegal parks and relocation to the Igbogene terminal has brought order to previously chaotic areas such as Tombia Junction. He acknowledges the inconveniences caused by the transition and assures residents that the government is working to address all genuine concerns to ensure a smooth and efficient transport system.
Our intention is to make this state better than what we met And it's very important that we do that. So we are trying to do two things at a time. Sanitize the state and reduce the noise pollution. The other one is to make the intercity transport business more viable than it is now. And so to also blossom the internal economy of transportation. That's another reason why we are doing that. All those vehicles that are branded, they have to park directly behind their base.
The political crisis in Rivers State may have cascaded to the state's chapter of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, as the state executives have condemned the comments of their chairman, who criticized Governor Simini Alai Fubara following his budget presentation. Speaking during a press briefing in Port Harcourt, the State Secretary General, Richard Ekweremadu, said the state's chairman does not speak for the council, but was rather on a frolic of his own. He further said the council is fully in support of the governor and urged him to ignore his detractors.
We, the executive of the National Youth Council of Nigeria Rivers State Chapter, wish to strongly disassociate the organizations from comments credited to our state chairman, Winsor Bani Samuel, on the presentation of the Rivers State 2025 budget before the State Assembly by the Governor, His Excellency Sir Similai Fubara, GSS-ROS. The statement issued by Winsor Bani and his cohorts at a press conference in Port Harcourt, sponsored by some detractors of the Governor, is malicious and highly provocative. We vehemently condemn his disrespectful and uncomplimentary remarks against the Governor and an elder statesman and former Governor of Rivers State, our father, Sir Dr. Peter Odile. The statement was not a product of collective decision by members of the State Executive Council of National Youth Council of Nigeria, but a malicious opinion of Winsor Bani and his paymasters. We strongly believe that Governor Fubara, in accordance with the relevant provisions of the 1999 Constitution as amended in his presentation of the 2025 budget before the Rivers State House of Assembly, heavily led by Right Honorable Victor Oko-Jumbo.
Akwa Ibom State Police Command has arrested a physically challenged man identified as Umo Obong Udo for allegedly selling hard substances suspected to be Indian hemp in Akwa Ibom State. Parading the suspect at the police headquarters Ikot Akban Abia during a press conference in Uyo, the police public relations officer in the state, ASP Tim Fon John, said Udo was arrested last week Friday at Ifa Ikot Idang area of Uyo, the state capital, by operatives of the State Police Command. Expressing disappointment at the developments, the PPPRO said no one would ever imagine that a physically challenged person would be so criminally minded to engage in this unwholesome act. Similarly, operatives of the command equally arrested one Louis Akwa a pastor from Ugeli North Local Government area residing in Akwa Ibom, for defiling his daughter. The PPRO also informed that investigations revealed that the suspect had been sexually assaulting the victim since she was 12 years old, with the latest incident occurring in December 2024.
Operatives of the command during a joint operation arrested one Umo Ubong Udo, a male, a physically challenged person of Ifa Ikotidang, Uyo local government area, with some quantity of substances suspected to be Indian hemp, selling to criminals in the area. No one will ever imagine a physically challenged person will be so criminally minded to engage in these unwholesome acts. Investigation is ongoing and the suspects will be charged to court soon. We equally arrested one Louis Akwa, a pastor from Ugeli North local government area, residing in Akwa Ibom, for defiling his daughter. investigation revealed that the suspect had been sexually assaulting the victim since she was 12 years old, with the latest incident occurring in December 2024. The suspect will also be prosecuted. The Akwa Ibom State Police Command remains resolute in its zero tolerance for crime. We remind the public that mob actions are illegal and will not be condoned. We urge residents to report suspicious activities and trust the police to handle such matters professionally.
And that's where we draw the curtains of this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu.